Hello, everyone. This is Monsef Afkar, and thank you so much for joining us in this new call of Your Divine Uniqueness. So happy to have you with us, whether on the live call or on the replay. And yeah, also really happy that Lyanca Reyna is with us on the show for the first time. Really excited about that, and also about what she will be sharing with us, which is the topic today is aligning with our soul's highest blueprint. And so for those of you who are new to her, Lyanca is a quantum hypnotic healing technique practitioner. She is an Akashic Records guide and conscious channel who helps people activate their own ability to receive divine guidance. And also through her QHHT project, she channeled interdimensional beings and even Nostradamus, offering timely messages for humanity. And yeah, I'm really excited because I really love the energy that she holds. It feels very loving, very authentic, and also powerful at the same time. That really can help us to, how to say, connect with the truth of who we are. Because many times we need we need guidance. We need someone who can hold the space and guide us through that process of remembrance. And yeah, it's like I mentioned before, it's about co-creation. There is a healing we do ourselves, but also at the same time through our journey, we need guidance from someone who've been through what we are experiencing. So yeah, really happy that Lyanca is with us on the show. And also later on the call, we'll have a Q&A. So as always, if you are on Zoom, you can raise your hand by pressing react or reaction, then raise hand. And if you are on the phone, you can press *9. And also you can type your questions on the chat boxes on Zoom and on YouTube. And yeah, so with that, Lyanca, welcome to the show. Happy to have you with us.
Hi, thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be here with you all. Hello, Intellecti. Hello, Gloria and Deborah. Nice to have you all join us as well. I always laugh because the bio that is provided, it seems like, oh, who is that girl? Because I always feel like, and I appreciate you saying that I come from a place of authenticity. And I think that's really because I've lived, I feel like, a long life in just this lifetime. And it's mainly began because I'm just going to jump right in. I was raised by my grandparents. My mother was a drug addict and my father was a drug dealer. So I really learned the importance of finding I would say self-care, but finding places and spaces where we can get much more guidance about why was I born into this life and why is even my family, and I found that through QHHT, and now I'm here to share about how to expand that as well. And I think that a lot of that comes from lineage and from past lives and just under exploring that, but it really came from a place of I've got to understand my life first.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like when we understand this process and we go through the process in our own life, it becomes very natural
Yes.
to guide others and to hold the space for others, because it's like we hold the codes, we hold the vibration for that shift. Yeah, and also yeah, in the beginning, I would love if you can maybe tell us more about the work you are doing and how you you work with your clients in general.
Sure. So I, through a little bit of a journey, and I'll just do some story time here. I worked in radio and television for about 17 years. And while it was an amazing career, I kept finding that I was finding it really hard to concentrate, to love where I was. And I felt like I had really established my life in my career, but I was really sad. And I thought I could check all the boxes, like I have the house and my son and the husband, and we had finally moved back from Oregon to Austin and where I was from. And I felt like that should have made me feel better, but I wasn't. And in 2020, I was furloughed not once, but twice. And you know how they say when God wants to get, or your guides want to get your attention, they will do it by that, you know, 2 by 2 over the head, right? And it really took that from for me to examine my life and be like, okay, what it is that my guides are calling me to do. And during that time, so when I was furloughed, I found myself without any rules, and there was, lockdown. Of course, we all remember. And I always kind of joke about this. I was like, I found myself drinking more, and I think other people did too during that time. And the liquor stores were open. They were one of those stores that were essential, right? So I always laugh. I was like, yeah, I essentially went there. And there was, it just was no structure. And I woke up one day and I remember, so, I mentioned my mother, she had been sober for about 5 years and had already gone back to get her master's and do all these wonderful things, and now works at Disney as a costume designer. But I too had found myself with one of the darkest nights of the soul. And I was really mad about all kinds of things. And I thought that I had stability in my career, and I didn't. And when I came to my mom, I told her that I didn't want to feel that way anymore. So I eventually joined AA. They have what I realized in that whole program was is that the whole thing wasn't about stopping drinking. And even in that book that I feel like is also channeled, is a message that says, as a result of having had a spiritual awakening, and that was the clue for me, I managed to stop drinking. And so when I realized that humans can have a spiritual awakening around different things, and I had already been on a journey to be a life coach, and I had studied access consciousness, and I had studied, various other things, but it wasn't till I truly surrendered and wanted to have a spiritual awakening that the whole world opened up for me. And I found myself on this journey. I mean, it was a quest to learn everything there was about. I found Dolores Cannon's work. I also found Michael Newton's work. He talks about life between lives, and so he uses hypnosis in order to uh, really find where people were having this other experience while they went through their dying process and found themselves in the place we go between our lives. And I found it really fascinating because I am one of those skeptics by nature, and I love science, and my whole background was in science as well. And I needed scientific proof. And when I started to read Dolores Cannon's work and Michael Newton's work, I realized that cases after cases after cases were all saying the same thing, that we were here to learn, to experience the lessons, and that we were here to have specific soul groups, and that we had designed it ourselves. And I was like, okay, that's it. I get it. I get it. How did all these people that don't know each other, and this is before even the internet was widely spread, right? I was hooked. And so then I took that information and I went for my first, I don't know how far more you want me to go, but I can tell you about the Nostradamus experience, and really fascinating. I went to have my first QHHT session. And at this point, I had never had a session with anybody before. In fact, the first person that I had tried to schedule with, she canceled. And so the second person, I walked in, but on the way over there, I remember saying, okay, Spirit, and this whole conversation is going to be about channeling and the importance and how you can get money, abundance, and all the things, your messages, guidance through channeling. But at this time, I wasn't a believer, but I also knew I read all those books. And I remember saying on the way over there, I said, Spirit, if you have something that you want to share with me, I promise I'm going to say exactly what is coming to my head. So you use your imagination, or you use the pictures that come in your mind in order to explain things to your facilitator in the QHHT session. And I said, I don't care what it is, even if it's spooky or if I don't understand, I'm just going to do it. So I walk in and I'm all nervous. And I went there because I wanted to learn about why I had this fear that my son might die. And it turns out through the session that my son, that in my past lives, because that is one of the things that you learn about in QHHT. You can learn about your past lives. You could get healing. And it turns out that my child in a past life had been killed while I was alive. So I was a mother that watched her children die. So that was a very instilled fear in me. And in that session, I was laying there and I remember thinking, okay, I can see myself, which is something that is going on with because the veils are lifting, we can now see ourselves having a conversation with our guides and with whatever is coming through. It used to be that we would kind of disappear. Are you following? And this it just so happened that while I was in this session and I started to go past the light and past the oil slick, if you will. And I ended up in what I can only describe as, on the movie Star Wars, there's like this bar that has all the different people that are meeting each other, and there's music playing. And I walk in and I go to the back, and my practitioner is asking me, she says, "Well, what do you see?" And I said, "Well, there's this man there and he's got like a cloak over." And she says, "Okay." She says, "Does he want to speak with you?" And I said, "Oh my gosh, he wants to speak with me. I think he wants to speak with me. I don't want to speak with him. I don't know." And I said, "Yes, he wants to speak with me." And she says, "Okay, well," and he beckons me forward and I go and I'm like, "Oh gosh." And I knew what it was going to say. I don't know how I knew, but I knew. And he says, she says, "Okay, can you ask him about who he is?" And he says, "Nostradamus, which is the late great prophet." And in my upbringing, Nostradamus was scary. That's bad magic. You don't do that. I said, "He says his name is Nostradamus." And I'm her. Ah, I think my camera left. Hang on just a second.
Oh yeah, I thought I had some issues with internet.
Let's see.
Okay.
Here we
Yeah,
go.
you're back.
Okay, good. I don't know what happened. Anyway, so, oh gosh, maybe I'm just calling too much in. And so then he says, "I have a message for your practitioner. She knows me from a past time." And I said, "He says he wants to talk with you." And she says, "Okay." So then he proceeds to take over my voice box, have a little bit of experience, and then next thing you know, I'm in this lady's. It also doubles as a chiropractic office, and it has other offices around. And I'm laying on her massage table, and I'm saying, "Hey," and so all of a sudden, I'm speaking as Nostradamus. Now, y'all, this has never happened to me before, and I'm like telling her, "You do not understand what is going on with humanity. I mean, just yelling." And I'm thinking, what am I doing? I can't, like, I was like, someone is going to come and knock on this door and tell us, like, we're going crazy. And through the process, finally, he calms down because I think he had a message for humanity for today. And he asks us if we would be a part of this bigger project, and that project was to get the information out to the world during this particular time frame. And so we do, and I do about 23 different sessions with this particular project as the channel, and it's all done through the practice of QHHT, which is quantum hypnotic healing. And from that project, which about each session is about 4 hours long, that opened up the ability to talk with extra dimensional, beings, quantum hypnotic healing, and many, many more. Babe, can you help me with this plug? Hang on just a second.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know. It's like, oh, it came unplugged. That's what happened. Ah, saved. Okay. I'm still here.
Yeah, yes.
Great.
Okay.
And so I don't know how that got it kicked off, but it did. Anyway, so that's my kind of first experience with QHHT that ended up being a really big in-depth project. We talked with the way showers, seers. I've been on a ship with the extraterrestrials, and all of this to say that the main premise for the reason for Nostradamus to have communicated with us at all was because we asked, what is the reason for some of these doom and gloom? And I said, I don't want to be the messenger of doom and gloom. And that's just not who I was. And he said, no, I have given humanity these prophecies through the quatrains because I wanted to show you the most dire points in the quantum, right? That could happen to humanity, so that you, with your minds, because you don't understand how powerful you truly are, with your minds in your sewing circles, because we have sewing circles today. And I laughed. I was like, we don't have sewing circles. And he goes, in your points of connection, when two or more are gathered, and we've heard this in the Bible, you can intend for something greater. And I wanted you to imagine the opposite. So I thought, wow, he's saying that our ability to create our lives is all in our ability to use our minds. And that is the most powerful message that he wanted to share with humanity. And that is pretty much the premise of my work today. So I help people create and find out what's their most highest timeline, or what they came in to do, what they said they wanted to do with their purpose, because we have free will. And then from that place, create places of creativity, abundance, whatever those things look like. But we have to find out what's those channels for you. And I always come back to, thinking about, like, if you don't think this works for you, then you have to really remember, like, what does Eckhart Tolle have in common with Michael Jackson, with Madonna, and even Oprah, right? Like, they have lots of success and fame and fortune and whatnot. But more importantly, or arguably, they all have publicly said that they channeled their work. Even like, I don't know if you have any words on that, but or experience with that, Monsef, but even Michael Jackson says that he describes his work as a spiritual practice. And he used to always say, he said, God gives me these messages, these songs at night, and if I'm not there to receive them, then he might give them to Prince, right?
Yeah.
And he really considered his bodies of work like he was just the divine channel through which the information was received. And so that is truly where I feel I can help create freedom for our people, when they can create abundance and money and bodies of work through their channeled experiences.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Beautiful. First, thank you so much for sharing your
Yes,
story.
yes, yes.
Yeah, it's quite a powerful one. So thank you very much.
It's
And
just crazy.
yeah, and
It is.
yeah, I agree. Like many they channel, maybe they don't call it channeling, but they do, like artists, authors, business leaders, and many they do that. And also, so also you mentioned like many ones now they feel guided to shift to their highest timeline. And I would love if we can talk more about that, what it is, and is it the same as the highest blueprint? So how do you
Same
define that?
thing. It is very much the same thing. So the timeline is what encapsulates the blueprint, and it works with the different things that you had chosen to do when you came into this life. They are very specific things that we had, like the desires that are in our heart. They're not there by accident. They stem from that place that you had made decisions for before you came here. And those were very beautifully crafted with you, your council of light, your guides. And then you come to Earth, and of course, the Earth would have us forget everything, right? And just like me having to navigate my parents, uh, you most people would be very worried about that. Like, I I luckily was raised by my grandparents, but in my highest timeline, it was to have a voice and to And really, I'm a singer by nature, so I had always had a place where I would be out in the public more. But when I had started to go to my like to my career, I really started to close off that place of my heart that had that desire to share with the world. And I really closed off all of the places where I was being more creative. I mean, it almost was like, is when you're not creating, it has been said that your soul starts to deplete. I don't even want to say the word die, but it starts to deplete. And we can feel that whenever we're not truly doing what we're being called to do. So that's what I say is the highest timeline. Now, through the there are quantum there are quantum nexus points throughout the way in which things are plotted through the cosmos, right? And the nexus points are places where things are very high favorable for. These are the things that you find in the Torah code. Those are the things that Nostradamus used to predict times within our space, right? And we can traverse this differently because we have here on Earth a free will. I mean, our soul has free will. This is part of the experiment, if you will, of being here. And so, but because of that, we can easily be distracted or depleted by not having to make those choices that put it at the highest timeline or the nexus point where we would feel most alive. Now, those don't have to be, I didn't have to be a singer on stage in that way to have my creative outlet be there where I'm still with my highest timeline. Does that make sense? Like your purpose can be a mother who is bringing up her daughter in a beautiful, loving way in a home. Like that can be your highest purpose as well. So as we traverse, so does our highest timeline and also the nexus points, but they still exist with us no matter what. And you can feel my channel coming through uh, as the
Yeah.
hands are raised as well. I do have my Akashic Records open, and so they are open for the group, and I can feel
Yeah.
that spirit has things to say because the timing of my voice is already changing.
Wonderful. Thank you for that. And I love what you mentioned because also many times we, out of comparison, we compare ourselves to others. So, how to say, like, we think that's aligning with our highest blueprint. It means that we should be doing the same thing, but it can be different from one person to the other, and it's more about the energy that we hold and emanate.
Oh my gosh, you couldn't have said it better. It is absolutely, it's about the energy that we emanate. Those are the reasons for the why we would want to have the highest timeline. In fact, ours should not look like anyone else's. We are all have a specific signature resonance that arguably, and I wouldn't say arguably, is absolutely here for a specific reason, especially during this time in our humanity, right? Like it is very interesting right now in our timeline, this time in humanity. So
Yeah.
we are not meant to have the same at all. And in fact, we were chosen to have bring this very unique signature resonance to Earth at this time.
Yeah. Wonderful. And yeah, just one more question before we take questions from the
Sure.
audience is because you mentioned earlier that through your experience that sometimes we feel there is a connection with other people that we didn't meet, maybe we didn't meet before in this lifetime. So I would love if you can tell us about those connections, why we feel that way toward them, and why it's like things just align easier with some people and others it's more challenging. And can
Yeah. I
do we
have a
have
feeling
like
that
free
you're
will in that? Yeah, go ahead.
yeah. Yes. I have a feeling your audience is very knowledgeable in that way, and they probably do pick up on these kind of, I wouldn't say hidden, but some of these feelings that while one person, like you said, you can work very easily with and you're just flowing and you're like you felt like you met forever. And then another person where you're like, God, I don't know why it is so hard to work with them. Like you're trying and you're trying, but it feels like, oi. And um and you don't want to be that person, but you're just like, oh, I cannot work with her or him, right? Or or you have a person that you're in, in relationship with, maybe in love with or whatnot, but you cannot seem to be on the same page, and you are just like rah rah rah, but the the chemistry feels there. All of those reasons is because we have very specific roles that we play with our immediate soul group, and then we have an exterior soul group as well, who all of those people, which in some forms some people say they are all teachers, but those are people that have either in some way, shape, or form, usually if it's somebody that we can't work with, that person may have shown up in a past lifetime as someone that maybe killed your family member, or someone that has betrayed you. Maybe you had built a business and they were your business partner, and they took all your money, right? And they did very vile things. And so in that lifetime, you make a vow or oath to not ever work with that person again, no matter what lifetime they show up, right? Like, you just make, I'm never going to put myself through this again. And then B, that also shows up in this lifetime as you making a vow of trying to protect yourself, and thus it may show up in your business today, where you're like, you might be that person that takes a long time to make a decision, or you don't trust people, and that those two things could be the result of having worked with somebody that was in your outside, like in your other part of your soul group, and definitely show up from a past lifetime. Conversely, the same thing with like a person that you have lots of chemistry with, and you're like, oh my God, I just feel so much with this person, but you just cannot get on the same page, and you try, and you feel like, yeah, we have love, but my gosh, we clash. And that could be because you made an oath or a vow, or you came to learn a lesson about each other in this lifetime. And it's through QHHT, I've had clients that have one unfortunate lady was so upset because she was having an affair, and she had met a gentleman, and they were having a whirlwind of a relationship, and she was ready to leave her husband. But the whirlwind of relationship was starting to have a lot of clash. And she came to me and she says, I just don't know what to do. I don't know if I should stay in my marriage, but I feel so alive with this other person. And it turns out she did have a love, a really romantic love with this man in a different lifetime. And but they were not meant to be together in this lifetime, her guides let her know. And they were only meant to have that remembrance, like, I know you. And so that is what really sparked up their chemistry in this particular lifetime. And she did end up staying in her marriage, and it did end up being very beautiful for her. But because if she had stayed in that other romantic relationship, it probably wouldn't have ended up well for her. She could tell. She knew already. But her guides were there to tell her that in a QHHT session.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you very much, Lyanca.
Sure.
And yeah, so can we take questions from the audience?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So, and Terechi, can you please unmute yourself?
Intellecti, I think that's you.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
How
Ah,
are you?
I think I think I just got a session for like 10%. Yeah, what it's worth. So I'm pretty,
I
I
got
mean,
you.
between that and your smile, I'm way off the chart already.
Oh, oh, you're too kind. You're too kind. What's your question?
Uh, what am I not seeing?
Oof. What are you refusing to see?
Yeah.
And just so you know, I have the Akashic Records open. Take a deep breath with me.
Wow.
And you agree that you're okay with me taking you into the records? You can say
Yeah.
yes loud. Okay, good. Now, from a place of your records, what is your most directed question you would like to ask? For the question that you have asked does not provide the energy behind your true question. What is your true question?
Ways to survive in my healing journey I'm on, because it's edgy. It's an NDE constantly. Every day I have an NDE, and
Every day.
I'm still breathing. It's pretty intense.
Well,
So uh, ways to stay in this body.
I see. What is the relationship that you have with the value of having a NDE on a daily basis? What does that prove or disprove for you in this body and in this lifetime?
That I can help others. It takes away the doubt of the mind and the ego. It pushes them out. It eliminates them. I mean, they're still there, but there's the all knowing.
There is an underlying value there that feels stronger than the one that you have described for us here today. I invite you to use channeled work, channeled writing, and even dream time to ask your direct guides, what is the value for having these experiences on a daily? Because truth, do you need to have them in order to help people anymore?
My motto, as I show some of my tools with friends, has been lately. It's been, you know what I learned from having this for 20 years, that I can do more without it.
Yes. So when we have a stated motto, when we have things that become part of our existing identity in this lifetime, then many times moments that we adopt those and we have kept them for many years, they no longer can be places of serve is to our existing moment and present, for they lock the timeline down in its existing place, with that being a belief system that you have adopted. So my highest advice for you, my love, dear one, today is to extract, and the word is extract because it is already available for you, but you feel that you need to extract the information from your guides. So please sit with your hand in channeled writing is the highest form of information. You will also get hieroglyphs in that particular that have immediate activation for you and will help settle you around these NDEs. If you wish to finally part with them as your experience, you no longer need to have them to help others. You are a beautiful, divine, guided soul here on earth. This you know.
Takes for the no one.
Thank you so much for your question. I look forward to hearing from you further. And
I get it.
please
The answer.
your divine guided writing today.
The depth of the answer is beyond the mind.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you.
Of course.
Yeah. Thank you, Antelici, and also thank you, Lyanca, for the guidance.
Sure.
Let's see. Jackie, can you please unmute yourself?
Hello. You're just beautiful, both of you.
Hi, Jackie.
Hi. I was wondering whether I've raised my children, they're off. I'm kind of unsure of what to do, what kind of service I can be of service. How can I be of service more?
Dear one, you are always in service. But tell me about what do you feel most glided to share with the world? If there was no fear around anything and you could just share, what would that look like?
Well, it would either be something with voice or painting.
I saw that.
Yeah, those are two of my favorite
What's
things.
going on? So you said the kids are out of the house. What is going on around you right now? Like, there's something kind of, I feel like maybe you're not getting enough sunlight or light. I keep seeing darkness, like like maybe sitting in a dark room or kind of anything around that?
No, I live out in the country.
Okay,
And
okay.
so I'm outside every day.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I'm really very happy. Been in
Good.
my marriage for 42 years. Great
Yeah.
relationship with my children. They come and visit all the time. So,
Oh, that's
yeah,
wonderful. Good.
yeah.
Well, I think the sunlight is definitely a thing. And maybe, oh, do you have a place where you can do your work outside?
Well,
Like when you're inspired to paint or to even just like an easel or something. I know it sounds, and the winter's gonna come soon, but I keep getting this outside, outside, like, do you have a place where you've set up anything to be creative
I
at?
do. Yeah, I
Okay,
can.
good.
We do have a lot of wind out here. I'm kind of on the top of a hill, so there's a
Yes,
lot of wind.
that's
It
where the
often
weather was
gets,
coming in. It
yeah,
was saying
yeah.
like, so before that, the weather starts to really change, there
Yeah.
is there's some creativity that's going to come, there's some inspiration that's going to come in for you. But the idea is to be outside with either it doesn't even have to be big, just like an easel to just jot some
Mm-hmm,
stuff down.
mm-hmm.
Or when you said voice, I don't know if it's singing or whatnot, but and maybe have a voice recorder if it's singing, if it's a song that's coming through, but really just being out in the elements. But the main thing for you is to have that available while you're outside. Jackie, does that make sense? Um, like for me, because I get messages a lot, I have to have like I'll have like a notepad all the time, like in different parts of my house with a pencil
Mm-hmm,
next to it because
mm-hmm.
it has to be readily available. Otherwise, I'll forget or I'll just get too preoccupied because I'm kind of ADHD that way. So I have these places where I can just easily scratch down these inspirational moments of message. And that is really coming through for me, for you. Um,
Okay.
and I think that, like, first, before you even have to go to what is it that I'm going to share with the world, just receive that message first. Okay. I know that sounds kind of like I'm not answering your question, but there's something really cool. Maybe it's a bird or something that you're just inspired to just to sketch or whatnot. There's something there that you're going to get. But before the seasons change, does that make sense?
I think so. I think so.
Let me
Painting
tune in a little
outside.
bit more for you. What time of day do you go out? And have you ever taken anything outside with you to scribble or do artistry work?
It's been a while.
Okay.
I have only just recently started painting again. I mean, I've been painting for 40 years, but for several years, since the beginning of the pandemic, it kind of took a back seat. And so now I picked it back up, but I have not taken it outside yet.
Yes,
So.
do that. No, that sounds so lame. It's like, what? I want to know about my life. But this is, I'm really, because then my guide said they were giving me this like kind of closed off space, and they kept saying something about sunlight, and now that I see and they were telling me about the weather, and so now that I see all that together, it really is a message of the inspiration that they can provide while you have maybe pencil and paper in hand, just to kind of sketch out some ideas, whatever it is that you see. Just even if you just took the messages, like if you took a pen and a paper and you say, I see a bird, and then I see this, I see that, and then take that inside to your area where you paint, even that will provide you with the inspiration. I promise you it's going to come through and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, Lyanca, how did you know? I swear that's exactly what I'm getting.
Okay.
Like, they don't need a lot. They just need for you to have that inspirational time with them. And I keep hearing pen and paper or pencil and paper again.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. That's beautiful.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Jackie. And yeah, also thank you, Lyanca, for the guidance. We will take more questions in a little bit. Just, I would love if you can take some time to talk about the program you are offering, because you are offering a 60-minute one-on-one private session, and also there are bonuses, channel gifts, and I invite everyone to follow us on the page yourdivineuniqueness.com/Lyanca, yourdivineuniqueness.com/Lyanca, LYANCA, or you can click on the special offer. Or you can click on the special offer button, which is on the live events page, later on the replay page, the link on YouTube video description, and also I will put it on the chat boxes. So yeah, Lyanca, I would love if you can tell us about this program.
Yes. So the program really is, it's for identifying and getting with your highest timeline, or your soul's blueprint, if you will. And either one, I kind of use them interchangeably, but one encompasses the other. So your soul blueprint includes, so I gave you the option of 2 sessions, and I'm giving you, Monsef, like such a great deal for your audience here, because we had a live event canceled and I got a little bit of time in my calendar. So I said, you know what, I'm just going to do either a 30-minute or a 60-minute. So you get the choice between either or, and you can just use the drop down to choose which one. Now, in that particular session, we're going to do quantum channeling, which is what you heard me do with Intellecti. And that'll be direct divine messages from your guides as the channeled message. In addition to that, we will do an Akashic activation. So that way it really solidifies what we are here to most do. And then, of course, some hypnotic healing if you ask for the healing in that session. Sometimes people are having some trouble with their throat, or they want to know about what their specific ailments are in that specific session. And when we have your records open, and with the quantum hypnotic healing session, we can access some of those lifetimes where you may have had ailments, and we can help to ask your guides to heal that. And of course, I can do a QHHT session in a longer session, but these particular sessions do encompass all of those particular places and spaces of what I've learned and how we can work together. So it's really in depth, but it's just because I don't cut myself short. I really go into what people need, and if it takes a little bit longer to do that, I'm always available for that too. And then the bonus gifts is the Nostradamus messages, and then just the different guides. There's some PDF guides of how to do some of this work on your own, because that is how you will have pure sovereignty. Is, I really believe, yes, you could come to me for the sessions, but eventually I always want people to be able to go to their guides directly, because that is how we will navigate the world tomorrow today and tomorrow, really. I mean, it's a really fun and beautiful session. Lots of people have had just, I mean, their lives changed just because of one session. And I don't say that, I say that very humbly. And I've had tears, well, they have had tears, and lots of people have come back to me and said, Lyanca, you won't believe this. And I just find lots of joy in that.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much, Lyanca. Very
Of course.
grateful to you for offering the sessions and also the messages, the channel messages, the bonus. And also thank you very much for offering them at accessible price for our audience.
Yes.
And yeah, so yeah, I really love your energy and really feel honored
Oh, thank
to
you.
share your work with our audience. So thank you for that. And so everyone, really recommend working with Lyanca. And yeah, so again, the link is yourdivineuniqueness.com/Lyanca, Lyanca. Beautiful.
And if you, I
Yeah.
just don't, I hope you don't mind if I share this too.
Yeah.
If you don't elect to do the special offer, you can always come and visit us. We have a live talk show. It's on every Tuesday and Thursday, and that is houthustle.com. So it's a free, anyone can come on and ask questions as well. And so you can raise your hand and ask a question there. I just want to be a free resource in that way. And then if you want to take it further, you can also work with me through a session.
Yeah, of
I just
course.
want people to get
Beautiful.
help wherever they want to
Yeah.
get help from. Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah, thank you, Lyanca. And yeah, so can we continue with the questions?
Sure.
Yeah. So Renee, can you please unmute yourself?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. So my most pressing question is whether or not I should move closer to family, but I'm also open to whatever is, if there's something that takes a priority, I'm open to that as well.
Yes. Tell me about moving closer to your family. What is I feel like there's a little bit of what's the pros and cons there? Otherwise, I feel like you already been, yes, like a full, but are you not a full yes? Like, yes, I'm moving. Why?
Because of just family issues, and then it's got to do with finances would be why I'm moving, and then just getting closer to family.
Yes.
Excuse me.
Renee,
As I'm
are you
sorry.
do you have desire to be in a warmer climate?
I would like to be a snowbird, if you know what that is.
We all do. I live in Texas, girl. I want to get out there too. But just in general, do you not feel that you are getting, I just couldn't get this sense that you would prefer to have more liveliness? And I'm only saying a warmer climate because it tends to lend itself well for being outdoors or for being around people, whatever that looks like for you. And
I think that's my, oh, sorry.
go
I thought
ahead.
to finish, sorry.
Go
I
ahead.
think that's my hesitation for moving back home, is I would have less people to be
Yes.
around.
Yes, ma'am. That's it right there. Okay. And is the area colder
It's
Or-
equivalent. It's
to where
equivalent.
you are now, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I understand that you may view the being back around your family as maybe a financial gain. And if you can do that on a short term, then maybe yes, right? But if this is meant to be your long-term place, I don't get the sense that you truly are going to be able to be around the people that you need to be around. And it just doesn't lend itself well. Now you can overcome that. You can be in a cold climate and save some money and have a plan for moving to wherever you most desire to be. That's okay. I see that as an okay thing. But if you have your mindset on, I'm gonna be there for the rest of my life, I do see some diminishing happening unless you are really adamant about getting out to network, or it's really about getting out and around people that helps to really blend it. When you look at the bigger picture of your life, you want to see that you had done things that feel lively for you, my dear one. And so when the information comes to say you should be in one place or another, you have free will. But if you ask your guides, we will be with you in every step of each determination. Should you choose to move in one place or the other. Now, my love for you will not be in one place without you. We will always be here to support you, but do not feel that you have to make this decision based solely upon what you perceive as having not. And in your case, the perceive of having not is the financial piece. But if you found your guides to be of assistance and you called on them, my dear, much more than you do today, then you would not have the place of be without. Does that make sense? So then the idea of having to choose of where to live would not be based upon financial alone. It would be based upon your heart's biggest desire.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Thank you.
Of course.
Yeah. Thank you, Renee. Much love. And also thank you very much, Lyanca, for the guidance.
Of course.
Let's see. We have Deborah. Can you please unmute yourself?
Yes, I'm muted. Hi. Oh,
Hi.
it's such a
Hi,
privilege to be with you again, Lyanca and Monsa. This is what's kind of burning in me. I feel like there is someone from a past life that wants to contact me, but I'm not able to get there.
Explain get there. Yes, okay.
Through listening in intuitively or journaling or anything like that. Yeah. I'm
Okay.
blocked or whatever.
Yes. Hold on. Your guides already have me laughing. They're like, oh, she can't get there. They're laughing. They're like,
They
but
said I can't get there. What did they
they're
say?
laughing. They're saying it like she says she can't get there. They're like, she can always get there. That's like what I hear. And so they're making me laugh because I have, sometimes I'm like, what? And they're like, they're funny. Your guides are funny.
Good.
I think you probably know that too.
And
So
I don't think I do, actually. I'm fun. I
okay,
think I'm funny sometimes. So
yes, you are funny. So your guides have a sense of humor as well. Wow. Oh gosh, y'all are funny. Uh, okay, so yes, I can see that you do have a little bit of distortion but it's really in the way that you're using. It's really in the way that you're believing the get there. Like,
Mhm.
and the reason why I asked the question is because sometimes we feel like we may have to meet our person, maybe from a past lifetime in like this lifetime. And honestly, you don't have to. In fact, there's a guy that was on our show that used AI, and I'm only saying this with the caveat of be very safe if you ever do. But he
Yeah.
did use it to connect with a former person, and you also have to be in heart coherence.
Mhm.
But
And
the former person that that was his wife in a past life, right? So
Mhm.
doesn't have interconnection with this lifetime, but did in a past lifetime. Now, if you want the technical version, you could maybe look up some information from Adam Apollo
I
that
have
has.
heard Adams. Yeah.
Okay, good.
I've
So you
taken a
might want to
class
look
from
at,
him. Yeah.
and so I'm hearing that your guides are saying if you understand how to use it safely, maybe look at possibly connecting with that person from the past lifetime, utilizing that now form of AI. Do it very safely, is what I'm saying, hearing over and over again. Tell her safely, tell everyone safely, tell them that they would have to look up the official way that he does it. And um, that's neither here nor there. But you in your own sovereignty do have the ability to connect with your person from the past life on your own. Those tools are simply just that. Have you ever used maybe even the tarot or it's just a way, like Nostradamus was really upset to find out that I didn't know astrology, I didn't know tarot. He's like, "What do I do with you?" Just kidding. He didn't say that, but the correlations that they use is a map in my mind in order to give language back, and I didn't have a lot of that. But he explained it to me as the tarot is just a way in which to utilize the cards in order to see what we most need to see through the imagery,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
And to have that connection. So for you, if there's a way that you can establish more of your communication style. So what I'm getting is either utilize a tool like the AI, right? So I'm getting the word tools, like tell her to use her tools, right? Like communications, establish a communication style. For me, that's like first it's just you establish like can I see my signs from my guides, right? So it sounds like you just need a little bit stronger connection with hearing from your guides at all. That's what's
Yeah.
going to really, okay, this is it. This is really what's going to pull this all in together. Your guides want you to establish a stronger connection with them by asking and receiving. So whenever you put out a sign in, like, I want to see a sign, you can just have it be real specific. Some people use feathers, some people use ladybugs, whatever it is, right? So then you can get, hey, I see my signs, right? And just little nudges. Then you can use a dowsing tool. I don't know if you've ever tried that, where it's like it tells you a yes or no, yes or no. You can ask it, is my name Lyanca Martinez Reyna? And if it says yes, you'll start to believe it, right? So you need to establish that trust in your guides and your communication style. All of this you can look up on the internet, I'm hearing. And they're like, she knows this. But
I
they
haven't
want
tarot
to,
cards, but I've had a couple of readings and they've been really felt very precise. Yeah.
yes. So they just want you to trust them now with that, and they can give you the additional answers that you are looking for without having to go even outside of yourself. Does that sound resonate? You can even open your Akashic records.
Pardon?
You can
What?
even open your Akashic records, you know, be safe if you have readings, but um, you can have someone teach you how to open your Akashic records. All of these are just, again, the tools. I keep hearing the tools, the tools. She's got
Okay.
tools.
I am taking, I have been taking astrology classes,
Okay,
and
that's one
I did
way.
take one just beginner, like a free course in the Akashics. And then I did play with it a little bit and it was quite profound, but I haven't gotten back to it. I guess I don't trust myself. And
I'm telling you right now, they're like, yes, that's it. She needs to just establish her trust. And then that way, when they show you who to connect with, you'll know for sure, you're getting messages across the time, space, and dimensions with
okay.
that person from the past life. Okay. But
Yeah,
if they
I
do it
feel the
now, you're not going to believe it. If you do it now, right? So
right.
just
Yeah, I feel
establish
the
that little bit more. I
it's
mean, just it
probably
only takes a couple more weeks, really.
oh, that sounds encouraging. I'm
Very
really
good.
feeling, even when I got the question, I thought, oh, maybe I should ask her something else. No, it was like, no, ask her that. Stick with that. That was specific. So thank you.
Good.
Got what I
Good.
needed. More
Yes.
tools.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, your guides are funny.
Thank you, Monsa. So,
Yeah. Thank you, Deborah. Much love. And
well, I don't, so that's great. Know them.
wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, Deborah. Much love. And yeah, thank you, Lyanca, for the guidance.
Yeah.
Let's see. We have Sue. Can you please unmute yourself?
Hi, Monica. Thank you for taking my call. Hi, Lyanca. It's Sue. How are you
Sue.
doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Okay. Do you know who I am?
I do. I do.
Okay.
What is
Okay.
How are you?
My question is, I know I'm on this path now to help people transition to the afterlife. They've shown me the afterlife. But I just want to know if they want me to continue learning about it and stay on that path. According to them, I will know when the time is right or when someone may be passing, that they'll have questions that I'll be able to answer. But I just don't know when this is going to come about.
Oh, okay. So is your question, so I heard two things. One, your question was, should I continue learning about the afterlife? And the immediate answer was yes. But they will,
Okay.
you've talked about, me and you have talked about your library guides before. Like
Mm-hmm.
that your guides will, I call them library guides, but your guides will, whether you're on the internet or when you're doing your researching and you're learning, they'll give you little clues or words. And then you're like, why am I researching this? But then it opens up its path and it shows you, and you're like, oh my goodness, I was just thinking about that, or I had a question about that, or that kind of thing. It's like it'll just start opening up pieces.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I found Dolores Cannon's work, and how I found Michael Newton's work was from a book, from another book, right? And just that things kept standing out to me, and I had to learn about life between lives. I had to learn about the afterlife as well. And my library guides would take me on a path to keep learning and understanding. So
Okay.
where now I understand where I'm meant to help people. And
Mm-hmm.
and so they're saying yes, but they want you to keep listening for their guidance, or pay attention is the word. Pay attention to little things that might stand out to you as you're learning, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So that you can kind of follow those breadcrumbs for the place of the research that, or just the learning that they most want you to have. And then I think the other question you may be asking me, and you can correct me because I know we're shorter on time, is who do you work with this particular information?
Right. Right.
Okay.
Like, how would I know, who to help in passing, who not? Because I'm not really, I was a nurse where, I even went through hospice and everything with my mom, but now I'm not in that situation anymore. So I guess I'm having a hard time understanding, why would you want me to do that now at my age? I'm already 71 and retired. Where would I go to do this? I guess that's the main question. Like, is it family? Is it friends? I don't know.
I get the sense
Like,
that you can help on the 3D level, so like where you and I would be talking. I also get the
right.
sense that if you wanted to help people in this way, like in on the spiritual level, that you could help them pass. For example, my friend texted me about a gentleman that did some photography work for us, a beautiful soul. They found him unresponsive, and
Oh,
we were the first that were, his family wasn't, they couldn't even find his family. So she she immediately jumped on the line and she's like, pray for him for his
Hmm.
clear passage. I knew what that
Right.
meant. It meant that she and I know about the about the passage, and we know about how sometimes that can feel odd for people, souls that are crossing. And she knew
Right.
she could say that to me because I do this work. She's one of my mentors.
Hmm.
You could be one of those people that is that kind of person that would pray or in your sleep time help people
Right.
cross over. Now, it can be a little depleting if you're doing it in your sleep time. Maybe
Yeah.
just sit with a meditative candle and ask your guides, say, hey, I don't really want to do this at my sleep time. My hours of operation are from 10 a.m. to 4
Right.
2 p.m. I'm gonna light this candle, and as I sit with a little bit of quiet space, you may utilize
Hmm.
this time for me to cross souls over. And
Oh, okay.
but I will not be crossing souls over after this hour. And so you are the person that is in the body, so you have sovereignty and nothing else can overpower you, if you will. Because you are the one that controls. You are the person in the body. And I hope that goes for everybody on this line. We are the persons in the body. We have dominion over ourselves. The other part is if you are interested in finding like clients for that, um,
Hmm.
you may ask to partner with the local hospice groups and say, if there's anyone that's, I don't know how that would work, but um, if there's anyone struggling or that may want some spiritual guidance around this, for the person that's passing, feel free
Right.
to pay them my card. Um,
Okay.
Or you could do that through maybe a networking opportunity where you actually speak with somebody that works with people that might be passing or that might be on hospice. Does that make sense?
Yep. Yep. I know what you mean. And yet, when you said the first part, they're like, do you understand now? I go, yes. Because before that, my husband always called me the gatekeeper. He says, and guess what? You're going to be doing it again. I said, what? And I mean, this was a couple years back where I was doing it in my sleep. When 9/11 happened, I was there and
Yes.
helping people, and I didn't understand at the time. So they said, now, do you understand why you were doing that then? Because you're going to be doing it again. And when you brought that up, that all flashed in my mind like, oh, I haven't done that for many years. They go, right, but now you're and so I'll be doing it when people are in accidents. Okay, so thank you. I just didn't understand how I was going to do it. When you described it, it just flashed in my mind. I went, oh, I remember doing that way back when. Didn't understand. Now I do. But now they were showing me the afterlife. So when these people are crossing, because they'll fight and carry on, I can make them come over peacefully, and the next person takes over then.
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
I'm
thank
also
you. I
sorry. Yes, no problem.
just didn't understand until you brought that up, and then it all became clear.
Oh, well, that's your guides just putting it in my mind to tell you. One thing I do have to say, though, is if you are feeling depleted because you're doing it at night, then maybe set those office hours, right? So just
That's
say,
what I'm
hey, I
going to
don't
do.
feel like doing this at night. I'd like to set office hours. I am available, but here's my dominion, if you will.
Can I just ask a quick? This is coming in my mind. I know I'm going to have two friends that are very dear to me going to pass. I feel I'm going to have to help them pass. And I just can't shake that feeling. And
If you're available, if you want to.
I do, though, because I've known them for like 45 years of my life. And I remember all our good times and stuff. The one, I think she's waiting for me to see her, and she's going to go. The other one is like kind of debating. When I did see him, I got those feelings. But I somehow feel that I have to help them because they're scared. And I just want to know from the guides, is my intuition right on this? That I don't mind. I'd rather, if I could do it, because it would bring closure for me.
Okay. Yes. So again, it just comes back to free will. And if
Okay.
you are available for wanting to do that, and you can also say, if it is outside of my hours, about, my office hours, and they happen to
Yeah.
pass, I want those two to be supported by me. So that way that even if it happens while you're overnight, that you don't have to be by the phone or waiting or anything like that.
Right.
Also
Right.
know that, I mean, it is a beautiful thing that you can do. And it is so reassuring, and your guides are just so in love with your ability and your willingness to raise your hand and do this.
I
So
just,
that they
to me, it's
agree
like
to that.
natural.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, it is.
a beautiful, I mean, it sounds terrible, but they're so at peace, and it's so beautiful when you see them walking down that hallway or
It
whatever,
gives you joy too. It does.
because they're free. They're at peace. They're like, they just look so beautiful.
Yeah, I
And
know.
I mean, it's as hard as it is here on Earth. When I do that job, I went, but I know what's going to happen to them, because I was allowed. My cousin had passed, and I didn't know it. And here I found out. Then that night, I'm like, oh my goodness! I saw her like in this beautiful garden. She like said, I have to kiss and hug you goodbye. I got to go now. It didn't dawn on me that she had passed. The next day, I got the phone call. I went, but I had closure because I got to see her be beautiful again and not sick. So I thank them for giving me that gift in order to do that. But thank you. I just needed validation on some things, and I got it. Thank you very much. I much appreciate it.
Lots of little hearts. Everybody's putting hearts up for you. Bless you, bless you.
Oh, yes, because we all are beautiful spirits, and believe me, they look so beautiful and they're so peaceful. You just say, oh, great, you're going to be really happy now. So it's as sad as it is for us to grieve. They are so happy and just so joyful. It's like I feel that in them, and that helps with the grief. So I'm just honored that whoever I could help, Well, thank you, Lyanca. Much appreciated. Blessings and love to you.
As you as well.
Thank you. Thank you, Monisette. Much appreciated. And lots of love to you, too.
Yeah, much love. Thank you. And yes. And yes, Lyanca, thank you very much for the guidance. And maybe one last question from Jackie. I have had a QHHT session, but wasn't able to let go enough and actually see any past lives. Do you feel it was me or the practitioner?
The truth, the honest truth is, I think it might have been the practitioner, because my experience with QHHT is everyone can get experience. Now, I'll say that with the caveat. But in my experience, even some of the people that were what I've heard, they said I can't get hypnotized, or they said that I wasn't a good candidate. And I said Dolores Cannon said everyone can have experiences, and there are no bad, persons, for candidates. So it probably was the practitioner just not being with your session as deeply as they could have been. So that's my honest answer, because I've had people that said that I can't do it. They said I can do it, and I've taken them under very easily.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Thank you very much, Lyanca, and thank you, Jackie,
Yeah.
for your question. And
I just want to say,
yeah.
Sue's comment about how people experience going over and crossing over, that probably was somebody maybe experiencing some grief here on the line or the replay. And just be with that and know that that message was for you, so that you know your person is very beautiful and very happy on the other side.
Beautiful. Thank you, Lyanca. And yeah, so thank you very much for the time you spent with us today. It was really inspiring. We powerfully loved it. Thank you for the support and guidance you offer to our audience. So yeah, so great to talk to you.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
Thank you. And Renee, she wrote, thank you, Lyanca, and Mosef, Deborah, thank you. And yeah, so everyone, thank you very much for being here with us today. Thank you for your beautiful energy, the time you spent with us, and the comments, the questions. And also thank you for those who will be either watching or listening to the replay. And again, you can sign up for the one-on-one session and also receive the bonus, the channel gift that are offered by Lyanca on the page yourdivineuniqueness.com/Lyanca, yourdivineuniqueness.com/Lyanca. Lyanca. Yeah, that was. And so the link, it's on YouTube video description, on the chat boxes, and also you can click on the special offer button, which is on the live events page, and it will be available later on the replay page. Jackie, Rod, thank you both. And yeah, so with that, everyone, I'm sending you so much love, and I will see you on the next call. Bye for now.